it's time to yet again spin the wheel and find out which randomizer preset we are playing today. And it is going to be none other than, please, it's time. It's time for Peak. Let's fucking go. This is Lycanthrope. We all love Lycanthrope. Probably the best tournament we've ever had was the Lycanthrope tournament. And I'm not just saying that because I won. However, I did win that one. It was fun. I think Lycanthrope, I mean, I'll save a lot of my feelings about the preset for the very end, obviously. But I already know I like it. I already know that it's probably... It was designed originally as a gimmick preset. However, it turned out, yes, it's a gimmick, but like the good kind. Like it's fun and interesting and actually has a lot of interesting merit. So it'll be exciting to discuss that here. It's pretty much safe logic, which if you've been watching the YouTube channel, first of all, if you're watching the YouTube channel, please subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, join the live stream, twitch.tv/dragonblitz, all that fun stuff. But if you've been watching the channel, you would have just seen the Season 2 safe logic randomizer and where we place that on the tier list. Lycanthrope is basically the same thing, except you start with wolf movement. And the wolf movement costs less. You have no wolf decay or anything like that, MP-wise, so... Oh, death skip is going to be a little bit awkward here because we don't get the level up freeze. Wait, we never got a level up freeze for death skip. I'm stupid. Wasn't there a death skip people were trying to, like, buffer with a level up freeze or something like that? I'm losing my mind. Anyways. Am I misremembering? I don't remember. Did we always use the level up freeze to buffer it? I think we did, right? Am I crazy? Oh shit, we actually just saw the Gradius here block a projectile. Intended use. It's been so long since we've played Lycanthrope, I forgot how it was played. But Lycanthrope, I think, was the first, like, randomizer preset that people took incredibly seriously because it had the potential for amazing skips, out of logic stuff. I mean, it was so good. It was the randomizer preset that finally got into GDQ, which was awesome. Like, so many fantastic things to say about Lycanthrope. How did I break the rock tunnel as wolf? I was wolf charging into it. Kind of. It's hard to explain. I essentially did a wolf charge and then canceled it by pressing down, but the wolf keeps running a little bit, even though it's not in the wolf charge animation. It's essentially like a crouch thing that gives you a hitbox without bonking. Again, another advanced technique that you can use in the wolf form. You know? Another reason why Lycanthrope is so cool. There's all these cool advanced techniques that are specific to the wolf transformation. Oops. Shotel. I don't think there's a way to get the thrust sword right now. Ooh, okay. Silver ring layer 0. Interesting start. That thrust sword up there could be useful for sure, but... Oops. Oops. That was supposed to be a high jump. And then we run, jump, land up here, dash jump. Slow down a little bit so we don't bonk. Go here. Ring of Varda, you say? Well, don't mind if I do. Peak tech. Lycanthrope is just peak. It's just it's peak. Look. And the fact that you're expected to do very similar things means you could actually like route out skips and like stuff like that, doppelganger skip. There's skill expression involved. There's a lot of really cool routing ideas, like for example, always going into the library first, because you're more likely to find a progression relic here. And you can like go in and out much quicker. There's also the camp of people that were much more interested in doing library skip, potentially. That was more of like a dinner dog thing. Specifically trying to skip anything with the library. It's a shame you can't make that jump. If you could make that jump, routing this area would be even better, but I mean, it doesn't matter, dude. You can just kind of get away with doing a lot of cool wolf movement regardless.
I'm interested in this. I'm interested.
Gravity boots. I love how I'm waiting for the animation to end, but I don't need to because we're in the no freeze mode. I mean, Vorpal Blade might be the pick. Dragon Helm. What was the shields again? Oh. Why am I looking at anything else?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. Friggin' the high potion for funsies.
Thank you.
A buffalo star in case we find a duplicator.
Farewell for now.
Yeah, sure. If I remember correctly, it's like a pixel off from working. That's very funny. The wolf jump, yeah. Baby seed? Look, we've had some terrible seeds. Let me have a baby seed. I mean, Alucard Shield won't even like play a role in the seed until later. I also do think that is a positive of Lycanthrope, is the fact that you get access to the shield rod actually doing things. And most shield spells aren't like super incredibly overpowered or anything like that necessarily without access to a lot of magic. And even Alucard Shield without infinite MP, you still have to, if you want to use it at its best possible, the best possible way, you need to manage your MP. Because if you're running out of MP and then constantly redoing the spell over and over again, like that's going to be slow as hell. So. Do rando tourneys have SOCD limitations? The SOCD limitations are the same as the normal game. As it stands right now, because BizHawk prioritized left plus right override for some versions of BizHawk, and then the default was changed to left plus right equals neutral. Because of that, there is no standard. Because throughout the game's history, runs have been played on both versions, so because of that, it's just up to preference. Yeah, for normal speedruns, it only matters for book jump. Obviously, for randomizer, there's like a lot of other things you could do. It matters for Maria speedruns, which was why it was brought up recently, because people were trying to figure out if it was like an unfair advantage for keyboard players who played Maria emulator or whatever. And I was like, no, smiley face. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Why am I doing this? I'm doing the wrong movement. There's some cool movement I could be doing here, but I'm not paying attention. Was it here? Diagonal gravity jump? Jump? Gravity jump? Yeah, that's what you do. But also, I feel like people who get caught up in like very minor things like that probably aren't focused on playing the game to the best of their abilities anyways. Like, if you think something like that is a quote-unquote unfair advantage, I think you need to go outside. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Because worst case scenario, if you don't like it, you could just go do something else, one. Or two, if you think it's so good, just do it yourself then. There's a bit too much hyperbole in that chat. I think there's a certain group of individuals, this exists for all speedrunning communities, where it's their way or the highway in their mind. So for them, they will needlessly fight indefinitely for shit that even might not even be that popular amongst the majority of speedrunning community, the speedrunning community itself. So, thank you. I appreciate the 100 bits. Thank you, Don. Kiki Kong? Is that how you say that? I apologize for butchering the name, but another thing that makes Lycanthrope goated is that if you find gravity boots, you have instant flight. Oh, into the early soul of bat. Oh, Lycanthrope, we are so back. Why are we playing any other preset, bro? Why? Why would we say it? It's peak. It's fucking peak, bro. There are no unfair advantages, only missed opportunities. True. So true. Oh my god, that's so fucking awesome. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, people shouldn't take speedrunning too seriously, and I'm the guy who probably benefits the most from people taking speedrunning very seriously, because it's like my job, and obviously if people take my job and my expertise seriously, that's like better for me financially. And I'm even telling you guys, don't take it too seriously. I'll be the first to admit, getting a speedrun world record doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything about the world in any serious or meaningful way outside of the communities that it immediately impacts. Right? So at the end of the day, in my mind, you should use the community building aspect of speedrunning for good and not for personal gain. Because, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, if your first instinct is, I need to get day 0 world record to get clout in a video game or whatever, or I need to make sure everybody knows that I'm the best because blah, blah, blah for clout. Nah. No. I'm not going full nihilist saying nothing matters. I'm saying, in my opinion, the things that matter about speedrunning is the community building aspect more than anything else. The community building and the fact that it is a hobby that revolves around self-improvement, but is also communal. The competition aspect of it, in my opinion, is just there for funsies and excitement and, like, friendly competition more than anything else. But as soon as you try and be like, well, no, they're being unfair because they're doing a thing I don't like, it's like, okay, well, does the rest of the community feel that way? No? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, we're playing on the new core. Rules need to be well-defined. Yeah, that's fair. But also, if the conversation isn't going your way amongst the community, you can't then, like, I don't know, complain about it, I guess, is what I'm saying. Well, the person who made the thread didn't vote in the poll because they saw that nobody was agreeing with them. So they just rage quit the thread that they started. Which is not the first time they have done that. Again, not the first time they have done that. Why bring it up in the first place if they're going to switch to console? Because they did that out of, like, spite. They didn't switch to console. Look, I could talk about this all day. I'm not going to. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it alone. But from my perspective, that is not a community-first approach to communication or community building at all. That is merely, I want to be the best, and I see something that isn't fair for me specifically, so therefore I want to either change the rules or change people's perspective so I could still be perceived as the best. And from my perspective, that is not a community-first approach, which I believe speedrunning should take. But I know not everybody implicitly agrees. At the very least, they don't act like they agree with that approach. Some people don't engage with the community. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, as my time becomes more about creating content about the game, it's harder for me to directly engage with the community. So I get that part. But ultimately, I try and make sure what I'm doing is either benefiting the community in some way, the community that allows me to do what I do, both directly and indirectly, or at the very least is like net positive or net neutral. At the very least, I don't want to be doing active harm. But I don't think that's a perspective that everybody takes first with that approach, if that makes sense. Like, whether it's beneficial or not is, like, secondary. Dude, there's so many... I'm picking up money, but it doesn't matter. I'm just ranting at this point because I'm playing a fun preset and I don't have to use my brain as much, and that's very nice. I'm just gonna move on and talk about how Lycanthrope is fucking goated as hell. The fun thing about Lycanthrope as well is because of the mana discount on Wolf movement, oftentimes, even when you find Soul of Bat, it's like, okay, Soul of Bat's great, but, like, Wolf movement also goes kind of crazy. Also, nice mana refill glitch. Let's go. Get back here. Get back here and die. Dude, he's trolling me. Welcome, Robbie. How you doing? Thank you very much. Yeah, I just think that my view on speedrunning maybe is not the most universally agreed upon. But also, I don't care. I'm gonna do my own thing at the very least. What's an average time for completing Lycanthrope Seed? Probably like a little under 50 minutes. I think around 50 minutes is pretty average. I forget that this one doesn't break that easily. Spike breaker, you say? Okay. This might be one of the few scenarios where... Oh, no. I was like, what if I need to come back for holy glasses? And I'm like, I already have access to holy glasses. Whee! God, I love Lycanthrope. The wolf movement in this game is so cool. It's a shame it's so MP expensive. Otherwise, it like would be used so much more often. So specifically in this preset, every time you see me do damage with the wolf while the wolf is like running, that would cost 5 MP in the normal game. In Lycanthrope, it costs 1 MP. And while you're in the wolf transformation, you're not losing any MP implicitly for just being in the transformation. Where in the normal game, you lose 1 MP per second, I believe. So like you're saving MP all over the place. So it's just incredibly powerful MP efficiency built into Lycanthrope, which is awesome. Well, the thing is like watching streamers is a part of community in a weird roundabout way. It's like the idea of the marketing funnel or whatever. You know what I mean? If you know the marketing funnel image, but essentially people at the bottom of the funnel are obviously way more invested and way more active, but the people at the top of the funnel are how you get people down into the bottom of the funnel, right? And it starts by people being aware that SotN Randomizer exists in the first place. And that starts from like watching it or being like made aware of it in some way, mostly through watching. But there's plenty of people that like are very not engaged in the community, but are still a part of it for sure. So. Yeah, adventure is just a tough preset to wrap your head around in general. There's not really like a overarching big strategy behind it either, because like nobody's optimized it in that way, and I don't think there is a great way to do that, but what? Lycan is a gimmick preset, so it wouldn't be ran. The idea that obviously Lycanthrope started as just a gimmick idea from Wild Mouse, and then it turned into the best preset we've seen so far. Spoilers for the tier list later. Hi there, Heliotrope. Today's been fantastic. Can't complain. Emerging gameplay strikes again. I mean, SotN itself is a game that is good because of its emerging gameplay. Yeah, the fairy song does show up in the randomized music. We talked about this earlier, but like we are 5 years past the initial release of the SotN.io randomizer, which is crazy. The original randomizer that we've been using this whole time. God damn it. I'm not going to wolf movement through here, even though it would be fun if I could. 5 years is such a long time. Jeez. Oops. No, you just run off. Okay. That was around the big randomizer boom. What do you mean by big randomizer boom? Is this like a Big Bang scenario? Have scientists been trying to observe the randomizer boom of 2019? Unironically, I'm not trying to be facetious here. I'm genuinely asking. Obviously, I said it in a hyperbolic way, but I mean, I think randomizers, especially starting with the Link to the Past randomizer, became incredibly popular and a great way to play older video games. I already have a library card, right? I do. That's when they got like super popular. I feel like they were, is there a way to measure that? I guess Google Trends? I actually should check Google Trends for the word randomizer. That would be an interesting graph. I'd like to see that. Will we find the great randomization obsession of 2019 as being hypothesized right now? Or is this just vibes-based chatting? Which also is fair. I also vibes-based chat all the time. You want to know the secret MVP, whatever. I don't need the shield rod. The secret MVP of this preset, it's the Mystic Pendant. The Mystic Pendant is the secret MVP that brings it all together. Without the Mystic Pendant, I feel like a preset like this just would be so much less fun. Because even when you're out of MP, it's like, okay, I'm out of MP, but I wait 2 seconds, and now I have more MP, as opposed to having to wait 4 seconds. And when you're just doing stuff that you can't reasonably do with, like, Wolf or Bat, you're just passively regenning MP twice as fast. It's so good. You start with it, yep. It's a starting item. And because this preset allows you to do death skip very efficiently, you always have it. Randomizers are very big in Wyoming, according to Google Trends. Chat, we need to move to Wyoming. We're starting a commune. Holy shit, we have the graph. The graph has been posted in my Discord. I literally just saw the picture. After we're done with this seed, we'll look at it. Out of Florida into Wyoming? Look, I'll take any excuse to get out of Florida. Wyoming can't be that much worse, right? Surely. I'm committed to 3 other streamer communes. What's another commune? Come on. It looks like the great popular boom of 2019. Like, yeah. I'm kind of blocking it. Like, this one over here, it's clearly 2022 was the actual peak. But 2019's in there somewhere. Also, this is, you know, me understand language. Was that DS Rando? You mean like DS Vania Rando? What? Elden Ring Rando? Could be. Yeah. Elden Ring Rando came out around 2022. Well, Elden Ring came out 2022, so that could be part of it. I think it's just content around randomizers is more saturated now than it ever has been. I mean, I started uploading regularly randomizers in 2019. So that's why I'm very curious about this, like, idea of there being, like, a timeline. It's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I think maybe because I was so always like speedrun adjacent in my understanding of like gaming communities, like I was aware of randomizers when like the first like Super Metroid randomizers and first Link to the Past randomizers were just becoming like a thing. So I think I remember seeing the first couple of retro game randomizers in like 2015 from my perspective. I'm sure there were older ones. Nothing here. Okay. Another thing that makes this preset amazing is the ease of access to... Where's the library card? Wasn't there library cards in the shop? Did I not buy them? Oops. Wasn't there a library card in the shop? Is my brain leaking out of my ears right now? I genuinely don't remember. We've been too busy talking about the randomizer trends. One day I played SotN. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Yeah, it's just second castle time. 30 minutes in, full clear of the first castle outside of Merman and Mist. That seems pretty standard, to be honest. Is that like a black disc? Something. I don't know. The game could be used as a CD player if you put it in a CD player. The PS1 was also a CD player. So if your disc was damaged, oftentimes the game would get read as a CD and not as the actual physical game disc. That happened to me when I was a kid. My original PlayStation 1 copy of SotN got scratched. There's like a version where you flip the disc or something. I'm not aware of that one. But as a child, I do know that my version of SotN was scratched to the point where it wouldn't read on my PlayStation 1. But it read as a CD disc, like that would play the music. I know if you took the Black Label SotN disc and put it in a CD player, it would read as like the soundtrack, essentially. And then they had the hidden track 1 on there. I'll take that. Right-siders in shambles yet again. Damn. 2 seeds where right-siders are in shambles? Is the universe, like, healing itself? Are we finally converging with the good universe again? Are the timelines being healed? Perhaps. I have no clue what you're asking. I'm sorry. Changing screens and flashes change map like 4 or 5 times quickly. Yeah, I can't even begin to understand. Just like screen flicker. Like that's a thing that is like a side effect of being in between 2 screen transitions at the same time. I guess map buffering might also be the answer. I don't know. Girlfriend says she likes the hair. Good luck on the run. Thank you. So are you just kind of like ambivalent on the hair yourself? You're like, the hair, whatever. My girlfriend, however. Yeah, I can't begin to decipher what it is that you're asking. I apologize. Could somebody link the glitch repository? Do I have a command for that? I should. I'll make a command for it later if I remember. Sounds like we got the camera glitch at Lesser Demon. No, maybe, I don't know. I mean, it definitely does happen. Which version is the best to run? If you have access to the Xbox 360 version of the game, the Xbox Live Arcade version, either through an actual Xbox 360 or an Xbox One or Series S/X. God, I hate that fucking Xbox naming system every time I bring this up. Essentially, if you own an Xbox other than the original Xbox, not the Xbox One, the Xbox One does work, but not the original one, but they called the one that... God, I hate you, Microsoft. I hate you. Fuck. Long story short, Xbox. If not, emulating the PlayStation 1 version. Unless you own it on PS1, then just play on PS1 or whatever. Yeah, so the game, as long as you are in the United States and some parts of Europe, the game should still be available on the Xbox Store even after the Xbox Store closure. Even on 360, apparently. I have been told by a Microsoft representative, because I went into the Microsoft help desk thing and asked. However, it probably was just ChatGPT talking to me. The help representative said that you can download or you can purchase the game on the Microsoft Store and then connect your Xbox Live account to your 360, go to your purchases or previous download section, I believe, and then SotN should still be there and should still be downloadable. So it's not going away like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 digital-only version. That information was there when they made the first in the PDF? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware when I was doing research for it. I'm in the process of making a video about it, kind of. I have like a script 75% done, so. Creature! Uh-oh. What's Creature doing with the Heart of Vlad? I'm glad we went this way. Yeah, the only thing that will be shut down for the 360 is the 360's ability to connect to the store. That's not true. 360 games also will not become purchasable if they are not available through backwards compatibility. So some games will be lost forever. I think it's like 500 or 200-ish unique 360 games will no longer be available after the store closure, but SotN is not one of them. Creature just wants Drax love. True. Whatever will I do without my access to Doritos Crash Course? Hey, you joke, but like, there are some like genuinely, I don't know, like you can make the same joke about like any store closure, but it's still important. Yeah, like you're memeing, but it's still like not a good thing that the store is closing. Like many of those games, if they are not backed up somewhere on some internet archive or something, they're just going to be lost forever. Which is already an issue with like game preservation. Yeah, in general, it's a crappy move and not a good trend for the future. I will say the fact that only a couple hundred games are being delisted technically is annoying. However, there's already the issues of, well, do the games run the same on the modern systems as they do on Xbox 360? And the answer to that is no. So even the backwards compatible games like are still technically better to play on 360 than they are to play on the more modern systems because there's one less layer of input latency at the very least due to emulation. I mean, the trend is already terrible if you're a Nintendo fan. If you're a Nintendo fan, you're used to this because they've closed down more stores than other companies have opened digitally. Like, the Xbox 360 came out in 2006. And that store is just now being closed down. However, the Nintendo Wii shop came out in 2007. And the Wii shop, I think, closed in like 2015 or something like that. Adventure Rebirth? I mean, that's been gone, yeah. It's thankfully there's an Internet Archive backup of that version, so it's still available through like Wii emulation, or you can download the actual file and then upload it to your, or download it to your Wii digitally, which is what I did. No, I emulated it when I tried to play it, but I do have access to the actual digital file and can upload it to my Wii if I wanted to. The Wii Shop channel ended in 2019? Oh, that's later than I thought. We just go back to the first castle with this, right? I could do the math and try and figure out if this is bait or not, but there is a small chance, very small, that Galamoth has Merman statue and that has the final Vlad. Yo, what up, Sean? Save split? Nah. I ain't scared. Simply guess correctly. So long as I guess correctly, I'm not scared. It'll be fine. Let's do some wolf movement. We're playing Lycanthrope after all. I will say, moving with the wolf in the second castle is a little awkward for sure. It's still fun. Still fun. .50-50, you're either right or you're not. True. It's if you really guys, have you ever thought about how like well, everything has to be 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. I'm the first person to make this observation. I am incredibly intelligent. What? Since when? I thought I killed Minotaur Werewolf. I guess I didn't. I mean, some memes stick around for a reason. It's a staple. It's a staple. It's an internet staple. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, chat. I'm in trouble. Hey, you can see my feet at the top of the screen. Do. You should still be able to update your games and also purchase and download the DLC for those games. The only thing you cannot do is, so long as those updates and stuff are still available by connecting to your Xbox to Xbox Live. The Xbox will still be able to connect to Xbox Live and download updates. There's a whole FAQ about this as well on the Xbox website. So it's actually like one of the less impactful store closures, which is one of the reasons why I find it very difficult to make like a meaningful video about it without over sensationalizing it, which is really tough. Because like compared to other store closures, it's actually not that impactful. It's still bad and should still be condemned a little bit. But like you'll still have access to a lot of stuff. Alrighty, this will simply be the final Vlad relic, and we will have an epic victory royale. Bam. Well, okay, well, on the bright side, that has to lead to the final Vlad relic. So Galamoth was not an issue. Not bad. But what if it doesn't? I'll eat my fist live on stream. Nah, it has to be Final Vlad, I'm pretty sure. I didn't do the complexity count, but I'm like fairly confident. Sounds like fun. You know me. I just love... I was gonna say fisting, but like at that point I'm just saying words that I know will get a reaction out of people. Where am I going? I was like, yeah, we have to go to Holy Glasses. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, we don't. We're going this way. We're going this way. Cheating? What? Cheat? There's no cheating going on here. What are you talking about? Anybody who would claim that I'm cheating, they're too busy watching ads right now. Nalistos, welcome, welcome. Pixel perfect, frame perfect. Not that one, no. In general, if your wolf speed is higher, it's easier to clip through the stairs. A generalization of calling them pixel perfect and frame perfect is fair for the most part, but also slightly inaccurate. Because most of the time there are setups to make it so, at the very least, you can map buffer and make it like at least one of the things not exactly frame perfect, but like a 2-frame window, whatever. But getting into the nitty-gritty at that point, like, is too complicated for people who don't have the context of like what frame perfect is in a game like this anyways. It really just is the buzzword of speedrunning, and this isn't like a new take or anything like that. But calling a trick pixel perfect or frame perfect is literally like saying Web3 or blockchain technology, but in a speedrunning sense. That's literally all it is. Because like that can mean anything. And frame perfect also can mean anything. I once clipped accidentally. I think I clipped accidentally as a kid one time and then could never replicate it. I remember a certain someone's rant about N64 frame perfect. Yeah. Guys, this trick, super hard. That's basically all you're trying to do is be like, hey, this thing is really difficult. And like you try and give some context behind it. And the nomenclature frame perfect helps people understand like, yes, this is difficult. There's a certain baseline level of difficulty to this that we have kind of homogenized and mashed into a paste that we are putting on the spoon of commentary and feeding directly into your mouth through GDQ runs. Num num num. Eat up your frame perfect slop. Come here, little children. You love your frame perfect slop. If I call it frame perfect, you'll PogChamp and clap for me. The infamous clip of the guy talking about footsies and Double Dragon, that's so funny. That's really funny. Frame perfect has lost a lot of its meaning anyways. It always has. That's the doomer black pill speedrunner mentality, that it never meant anything in the first place. But it's fine. Talking about timing windows is honestly just a better descriptor. I think it's just become a meme. And I'm obviously guilty of it as well. Like, I take advantage of the fact that calling something frame perfect gives it a certain level of generalized understanding that doesn't require more complex discussions. Right? All of the underlying framework, pun intended, of discussing what a frame perfect trick is has already been done by me by people in 2010 on the couches of classic games done quick. So I'm good. I don't need to explain to people what a frame is. I don't need to explain to people what refresh rate is. Or polling rate or anything like that. That's a generalized understanding of it for sure, Shula. But like, oftentimes getting into the exact nitty-gritty of a specific trick is not always possible, especially when you're trying to generalize the information and discuss it in a form that is for like a live run while you're doing live commentary for it. You know what I mean?
How is
The human eye can only see 2 FPS. True. This is true and real.
You have been ever since you lost the ability.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, there's a reason we didn't talk about lycanthrope that much. Because I already know how I feel about this preset, man.
is it to a man?
I already know how I feel about this.
The world and
To the tier list. Let's go. All right. Where's my boy? Where's my little guy? My little dude? Just like, it's the best spoilers for the rest of this tier list. It's the best one. It's just the best one. I'm sorry. It has the exact perfect amount of just like culminating factors that all go together in this beautiful way where you have access to movement all the time. So regardless of whatever the actual seed lays out for you, you always have movement options that are fun, interesting, and skill intensive. It speeds up the beginning part of seeds, which is usually the more like setup based parts of seeds. Having access to extra mana because of not infinite mana prisms, but specifically the extra mana from the talisman. What is it called? Helps out a lot. You always have access to a shield. That's also an important one. Death Skip always gives you access to a shield. Spells are also relatively good because you have extra MP and you have the Shield Rod. Mystic Pendant, thank you. Shield Rod plus Shaman Shield to increase your intelligence, which does come up sometimes. There's like infinite possibilities as far as like routing out wolf movement that is like slightly faster or even sometimes significantly faster than just shield dashing. So there's like a lot of skill that could be like Fire 1520. During the Lycanthrope tournament, came up with so many strats constantly all the time, and they were all fun and interesting and cool. Freaking Dark Wolf, Spikebreaker, like getting to Spikebreaker without any of the other stuff except for like your starting stuff, essentially. With it's all so good, genuinely all so good. Like honestly, it kind of belongs in a tier all its own. So it's not just goated, but literally the best. It's just the best. It's the best one. I don't think there is a single... I don't know if there's a single preset that is even like close. Genuinely. That's why I think it does belong in its own tier. There are some goated ones for sure, but I think Lycanthrope just deserves to be in a tier all its own. All it's lonesome by itself. And if you agree, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. Join the live stream, twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. And I'll see you in the next one, YouTube. Have a good one. Bye-bye.